Welcome and good morning all. This is our another lecture of microbial biochemistry on BSc third year. We are studying about enzymes. In previous lecture, we have seen the information about extraction of enzymes. And in today's lecture, we will discuss about the various methods of cell disruption. Now let's see first with the introduction. Cell disruption is an essential part of biotechnology and the downstream processes related to the manufacturing of biological products. The disruption of cells is necessary for extraction of retrieval of the desired products, as cell disruption significantly enhances the recovery of biological product. Several types of cell disruption method exist, as biological products may be extracellular, intracellular, or periplasmic. We know that cell disruption methods can be categorized into mechanical method and non-mechanical method. We will discuss some methods from each category. We know the different cells have different structures, hence they require different methods for cell disruption. Bacterial cells may have different disruption methods depending on whether they are gram positive or gram negative, or as the amount of peptidoglycan and the presence of envelope affect the overall process. Mammalian cells are the easiest to disrupt as they lack a cell wall, and unlike plant cell wall, which are more difficult to disrupt. Now let's see what is the actual cell disruption. Cell disruption is the process of obtaining intracellular fluid, maybe the enzymes, proteins, nucleic acid, and so on, via methods that open the cell wall. The overall goal in cell disruption is to obtain the intracellular fluid without disrupting any of its components. The method used may vary depending on the type of cell and its cell wall composition. Irrespective of the method used, the main aim is that the disruption must be effective and the method should not too harsh so that product recovered remains in its active form. Now let's see the choice of disruption method. Means the method selected for large scale cell disruption will be different in every case, but this method will depend on susceptibility of cells to disruption, then product stability, then ease of extraction from cell debris, and it also depends on speed of method and cost of method. Now let's see the types of cell disruption method. There are two types of cell disruption method. First one is the mechanical method and another one non-mechanical method. We will discuss one by one. In mechanical methods are those methods which required some sort of force to separate out intracellular protein or enzyme without adding chemical or enzymes. The main principle of the mechanical disruption method is that cells are being subjected to high stress via pressure, abrasion with rapid agitation with beads or ultrasound. Intensive cooling of the suspension after the treatment is required in order to remove the heat that was generated by dissipation of the mechanical energy. Means in mechanical methods produce heat during the process. So, additional cooling systems are required when using mechanical cell disruption method. Now, various mechanical disruption method, let's see one by one. First one is the bead mill. This method have been originally used in paint industry and have been adapted for cell disruption in both small scale and large scale production. The main principle requires jacketed grinding chamber with rotating shaft running in its center, means rotating shaft present in center. Agitators are fitted with this shaft and provide kinetic energy to the small beads that are present in the chamber. That makes the beads collide with each other, and the choice of bead size and weight is greatly. The increased number of beads increases the degree of disruption due to increased bead to bead interaction. The increased number of beads, however, also affect the heating and power consumption. These beads are made up of glass, alumina, titanium carbide, zirconium oxide, zirconium silicate. The glass beads with diameter greater than 0.5 mm is best for yeast cell, and diameter lesser than 0.5 mm is best for bacterial cell. This is about the bead mill method. Now another method is ultrasonication. Ultrasonic disruption is caused by ultrasonic vibrators that produce high frequency sound with wave density of about 20 kHz per second. A transducer then converts this wave into mechanical oscillation through a titanium probe, which is immersed into cell suspension. This method used for both bacterial and fungal cell disruption. In case of bacterial cell, it requires 30 to 60 seconds, and in case of yeast cell, it requires 2 to 10 minutes. This method also have disadvantage, and that is it's very loud and has to be performed in extra room because of sound. This is the diagram of ultrasonication. Now another mechanical method, that is French press and high pressure homogenizer. In French press or high pressure homogenizer, this can be applied to large scale production as well as small scale production. In this method, the cell suspension is drawn through a valve into pump cylinder. Then it is forced under pressure of up to 1500 bar through a narrow annular gap, as we see in this diagram. It is forced under pressure up to 1500 bar through a narrow annular gap in here, and discharge valve where the pressure drops atmospheric, and cell disruption is achieved due to sudden drop in pressure upon the discharge, causing these cells to explode. And this is the French press and high pressure homogenizer. This is the cell suspension, and pressure is applied to the cell. Now move towards the another methods, that is non-mechanical methods. In non-mechanical methods, divided into three classes: physical method, chemical method, and enzymatic method. In physical method contains heat shock or thermolysis and osmotic shock. Let's see heat shock or thermolysis. This is common in large scale production, easy and economical. This method used if the products are stable to heat shock. This is main thing. This method, it inactivates organism by disrupting the cell wall without affecting the products. The effect of heat shock depends on parameters such as pH, ionic strength, the insulating agent, and so on. Periplasmic protein in gram-negative bacteria are released when cells are heated up to 15 degrees centigrade. Cytoplasmic protein can be released from E. coli within 10 minutes at 19 degrees centigrade. and this improved protein release has been obtained after short high temperature shocks than when at longer temperature exposure at lower values. The results are highly unreliable as the protein solubility changes with temperature fluctuation, and this is the thermolysis or heat shock. Now move towards the another non-mechanical method, that is osmotic shock. In this technique, cells are first exposed to either high or low salt concentration. Then the conditions are quickly changed to opposite condition, and which leads to osmotic pressure and cell lysis. In this method, caused by sudden change in means cell disruption caused by sudden change in salt concentration, and this osmotic shock provided by dumping a given volume of cell into double volume of water. The cell swells due to osmotic flow of water and then burst and release the product into surrounding medium. Susceptibility of cells to undergo disruption by osmotic shock depend on types of cell. In case of RBCs means red blood cell easily get disrupted by osmotic shock method. Animal cells after mincing or homogenizing the tissue. Plant cells are most resistant to this method. This technique is used if the product is in periplasmic region. And this is about osmotic shock. In addition to physical and mechanical methods, several chemical methods for cell disruption also exist. Let's see chemical methods. First one is the detergent. Use of detergent that are used for disrupting cells are divided into anionic, cationic, and non-anionic detergent. These are the types of detergent. The common thing for all detergent is that they directly damage the cell wall or membrane, and this will lead to release of intracellular content. Means in this case, addition of concentrated solution of detergent to about half the volume of cell suspension. This method depends on pH and temperature. Detergents are capable of interacting both water and also lipids. Detergents solubilize the lipids in cell wall and form a micelle. This is the detergent and lipid. They form a micelle. The range of detergent concentration at which abrupt changes in lipid solubility and surface tension of medium occurs is called a critical micelle concentration and correspond to the formation of micelle. The three types of detergents. Anionic detergents contain SDS means sodium dodecyl sulfate and sodium sulfonate. Then cationic detergent contain CTAB and non-ionic detergent, for example Triton X100. This is the detergent method. Now another one is the using solvent or organic solvent. One additional method for chemical cell disruption is the utilization of chemical solvent. Solvents which can be used for cell lysis includes, for example, some alcohols, dimethyl sulfoxide, methyl ethyl ketone, or toluene. In this case, addition of organic solvents in the mixture for disrupting the cell. Solvent is absorbed by cell wall and resulting in swelling and ultimate rupture of the cell. Lower concentration of solvent then permeabilize the cell wall. This method is useful in retaining the component of cell for sequential release of desired product and use permeabilized cell as a porous bag. For example, solvent example, toluene, benzene, xylene and octanol. Now last method is the enzymatic method. Means the another method to achieve cell lysis is to use digestive enzymes which will decompose the microbial cell wall. To use digestive enzyme which will decompose the microbial cell wall, we know about the lysozyme enzyme. Lysozyme enzyme is commonly used enzyme to digest a cell wall of gram-positive bacteria. And this lysozyme hydrolyze beta-1,4 glycosidic bond presence in the peptidoglycan layer. The cell wall of gram-negative bacteria differs from cell wall of gram-positive bacteria. So, lysozyme is not very efficient in the case of gram-negative cell wall. Means this enzyme is more effective for gram-positive bacterial cell wall. And this is all about the cell disruption methods. And last in conclusion with disruption methods are a necessary part of any industrial production line and offering many benefits for the enhancement of product recovery. Okay, thank you.